And hello, everyone, and welcome to the bronze match of the MQO Tournament 2023, featuring Zuzek versus Seaal. I'm your commentator, Bobbies, accompanied by the wonderful Mabe. Hello, Mabe, how are you?
Hello, I'm very fine. I'm very excited to see our third place match. We already see who has won the tournament, which again, congratulations to Scarfield. But today we will focus on our last match, Zuzek against Seal. We will give the opportunity to find out who is our third best runner. So, what do you think, Bombies? Who will be
Ooh,
our best?
um, I don't know too much. I think they're like honestly, they're very similar time-wise. I feel, or at least right now they'll both be doing loadless strats. So we'll see Zuzek actually doing QTMs and all, which we didn't see him do a lot during the tournament because he was going for RTA strats. But here they'll be on even ground, doing both loadless strats. So I think it's going to be actually pretty close for once actually because both of them are super close on the leaderboard, and I think they have similar consistencies too. So I'm pretty excited to see who's.
Yeah, it will be weird if Zuzek actually reminds himself that he can QTM now, or if he actually watches the cutscene.
Hopefully he remembers, or at least he did tell us that he was planning to use QTM strats. But
A different
yeah,
mindset.
it's gonna be really cool. Regardless, I think I'm really excited to see this match. Um, just a quick reminder: them lost their semifinals. Zuzek lost to Scarfeld as Seaal lost to Ryan. So yeah, third place match, and honestly, I think one of the closest matches of the tournament. Uh, I'm calling it here. I think it's probably the match to watch towards the end of the tournament. It's going to be really cool. But yeah, we're going to get started soon.
But yeah, both of them are very close to each other
Yeah.
in performance, so it will get very exciting. And I think they will technically do all the same tricks, so
Yep. I'm pretty sure
nobody
they
has
will.
an advantage.
Yeah, because they're both going for the sort of optimal route or like world record routes with all the same strats, I'm guessing. Which is going to be nice to see. But starting off as we always do, just wandering around in Inkwater Marsh, getting some spirit light, and advancing down. We'll get torched soon. All the standard shenanigans at the start of this run that you love seeing. But we'll see if we can already see someone taking the lead or not with the few tricks that are coming up.
Yeah, who will get the torch first? It's very important. That will be the decider.
Yep. I think
Yeah.
we can already decide that Seaal is winning here.
Yeah.
Obviously, that lead is just impossible to come back to. It's gonna be real hard here for Zuzek. No, but both doing the jumps really nicely actually. Zuzek not even needing a torch attack there to pass through that gap. Both taking no damage. Perfect. Ooh, first
Slime not
try on both
behaving.
sides. Nice.
Close.
Excellent. And they both got the energy and health drop too. This is super similar for that. Oh, both failing it once, twice. Oh, he's like deciding to reposition himself Seaal as well, doing the exact same reposition strat. Yeah, this can be a bit of
Yeah, it's the
a tedious
hardest
strat.
trick in the whole game.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Definitely.
I would not agree with that, but yes. Oh no, Seaal taking a death there. That's gonna be a bit of time loss. But he still got the keystone first. We'll take those like what? Nah, it's quite a bit of time loss actually to do that, but it's not too bad as long as he got the keystone before. Zuzek getting it a bit after. We'll see if he does the same mistake as Seaal. Nope, getting it up there, perfect. And we're continuing through this run. Seaal has a small advantage right now. Nothing too big, but it's really nice that you got that keystone first. That trick is really just annoying in the start, and especially if you have a bit of nerve, I feel, with the tournament, with it being a race, it might be a bit harder to get that quicker.
Yeah, at the beginning with very less movement options, this first few minutes are the hardest if you are on the nerves.
And
So yeah.
Zuzek QTM'd.
Oh,
He did the thing.
he knew.
He remembered.
So yeah, see, getting to our first mini boss, getting changed,
Change?
changed,
Getting changed?
getting
No.
chased by
Hopefully
a
not
wolf.
getting changed.
That's it.
Yeah, getting chased by a Howl. And getting another torch here to defeat it. We're gonna actually look at how fast he can beat Howl here. Doing pretty good, getting a lot of attacks in. That was pretty decent, very good Howl, I'd say. We'll see if Zuzek does the same. You really don't want to get pushed back, so you're gonna try and get that knock, that sort of iframe there you saw Zuzek do, to try and not get knocked back too much. Zuzek also got it pretty quickly. Very similar times I feel right now. Zuzek didn't lose any more time than he did on the Keystone, I feel. So it's probably gonna be a few seconds difference, but not something too massive.
Now we lost our sword, and no, we lost our torch and get our sword, our first permanent weapon, which makes it a little bit easier to move around. Let's see. I know Zuzek always goes for the sword hover. Let's see if he still tries to do it, or if he says no, that first keystone was a little bit bad. I will do it safely. Let's see which strategy he decides on.
And Seaal got through that really quickly on his side, through the top side. Yes,
He's
Zuzek going for it.
Oh no.
Oh, that looks good. Yeah, excellent.
Oh,
Good job.
very already caught up again.
A tiny bit of, yeah, that's a bit of time save. That's really cool. Maybe not caught up completely, but that is some time save that will bring him closer. And we got info actually from the tracker that there's only an 11-second difference at sword. So that definitely brought him a bit closer to the side. We'll see on double jump. But yeah, probably gaining a bit of time, which is non-negligible for a race like this, where it's two very close runners, and any second could count.
So yeah, 1:40 for Seaal. Just a few, but
Ooh.
Definitely getting closer. It's just 6 seconds. So yeah. Oh, we see Seaal getting the sticky shot to make, probably making door skip and maybe overskip a little bit easier, or at least more consistent, which Zuzek didn't get, I think. Didn't see.
Nope, I don't think he got it.
Yeah. So it's more risky for Zuzek, but he saved time. I think it's 7 second-ish around.
Oh,
so that would be the lead.
Yeah, I mean, it's a choice to take. Are you going for consistency, or are you trying the hardest strats? Maybe, I know personally I don't take sticky because I'm not used to the jumps with sticky, but I know they're a lot easier. So it's a good choice for Seaal to try and make sure that he gets the consistent door skip and overskip as well. Ooh. Yep, going for the fast strat. Actually, both of them are here.
But both failing, so still
yeah.
Nobody in the lead.
I mean, it is the fast strat for a reason. It is pretty tight. Ooh. And Seaal didn't get it? Oh, wow. That was super close. They were both on a good start of thing. Perfect QTM sync. You love to see it. Can they get it at the same time? Oh! Zuzek was so close.
It's getting so close.
Yeah, that strat is really tight, I feel, on to get it quickly here. Ooh, Seaal, that
Seaal has it.
Very good.
Oh, Zuzek could.
Nice. Getting a bit, we're getting a bit sweaty here with with how tight that was, but they both got it with a similar amount of attempts. So very nice on both sides, both getting.
But according to the timer, Zuzek is in the lead now with a few seconds, so he caught up.
True.
That door skip made it.
Yeah, he just did one more QTM and now he's in the fake lead, well, the real lead. But it doesn't necessarily look like it. Yeah, make sure you, as a viewer, you keep attention on the timer because it can be a bit misleading sometimes. Zuzek is actually the fastest one here.
You will definitely see it on the read and tree with 6:45 and 6:54.
I love their synced QTM into boom. Yeah, Seaal's. Well, at least now we know that Seal's loads are a bit faster. So we'll have some resync like you're seeing right now during the restream to try and make it more nice for you viewers. Right now we can actually see what the difference is visually. So yeah, Zuzek having a small lead, but that's always nice to get. He actually caught up all his previous time loss, so very cool for him. And we'll be advancing towards overskip, which might turn things around because Seaal got sticky and Zuzek didn't. So maybe Seaal will have a quicker, will have less attempts at overskip than Zuzek will.
Yeah, but before that we will collect resilience for this nice trick later on. But now Zuzek will try to skip the overcut scene without sticky, climbing that wall, which is difficult without it. Oh, and there it is. That's why you might collect sticky. So now Seaal has the opportunity to catch up again.
Ooh.
Needs to decrypt sticky and both get it nicely done.
Yeah, around similar times, but you see that Seaal was previously 8 seconds behind, and now is basically like they're tied right now.
Yep,
they're in the
pretty
air
much
at the
in
same
sync.
time. That is great. Oh, that sentry jump in sync. I love it. Oh, it's so good. Oh, I love to seeing this. Okay, this is cool. This is gonna be a very tight race. Continuing on to getting now, we're gonna be lowering the water. Both of them doing the same thing here. Gonna be pulling the lever on the right and then getting bow. Not much to talk about here, but we are heading towards the sort of faster part of the run soon. Where we'll be getting more and more abilities, and we'll be able to move faster and faster.
And now we will collect our bow and see if the Skeetos will actually behave. Because we need to shoot those blue eyes, and Skeetos might get in our way.
Sometimes they behave correctly. We'll see here. Oh, Seaal dealing with that perfectly. Getting up very quickly, and Zuzek same on his side. No real issues with the Skeetos. Seaal might have more issues here. Nope, no problemo. Getting that nice sentry jump to go up without having to use the whole pole system or the blue moss. And continuing onwards, we're going to be opening this door. We just got the 2 ice stones to actually do that. But yeah, we didn't really talk about sentry, but yeah, we got sentry. So now we have a bunch of verticality with the sentry jumps, which they are using to gain a lot of time on all the sort of puzzles of this game to kind of skip all the verticality issues that you may have run into your casual playthrough.
But yeah, now we get to the part where we use resilience to get a little bit more of damage boost, because we will use it to swim through dirty water. And we will swim in a specific direction to collect a checkpoint and spawn again and try to swim the rest of this section. So we just skip a small puzzle with a big rock, which is way faster at the end. But has a downside. We need to get back up again, so we will see a dirty swim in the other direction. But for now, we will collect our next skill, which will be our dash tree, which makes our run very fast.
Yeah, I believe Seaal lost a bit of time because he died once, but Zuzek also lost some time for the setup. So I think they're going to be about even towards dash. We'll get a resync again, but yeah, I think they're not too far apart now. Dash tree actually, and Seaal going for the Spirit Light like animation skip. Got it perfectly. He actually collected that without ever getting the text box. Zuzek also going for the same. You see that he's trying to dodge the ground. Oof! that is a nice way to do it. And he got it too. Perfect. If you, yeah, stay in the air sort of for, I think it's like 10 seconds, maybe a bit less, you won't get the text box, and so you save a bit of time, which is always nice to have. But here, both going back up, we'll be getting one shard before they actually leave this area. Do the dirty swim, as Mabo was pointing out. Just getting this shard for the bow upgrades later. That will help us through the combat, which is, there's a lot of combat in this category, so it's important to have these shards with you.
They're pretty much in sync. It's
Yeah.
amazing. But yeah, upswim, kind of the same, collecting the checkpoint. Now we need a little bit more of iframes, so we die on purpose to the thorns. And now we have enough damage boost to swim up. Maybe not. Zuzek has some issues.
Both having issues with
checkpoint.
Yeah, Seaal is not collecting that checkpoint.
Yeah,
Zuzek finally
Zuzek,
making it out.
Yeah. Seaal has troubles to collect the checkpoint, which it is tight to get that. So, and you see nothing. So you can just rely on muscle memory.
Yeah, I mean, at least we're getting a bunch of wave dashes that we can see. Yeah, I always like to see that. He is not giving up on those wave dashes too. All right, come on, Sid, you've got this. Zuzek taking quite a nice lead here. Yeah, because he managed to get through that a lot quicker. Hopefully, yep, Seaal making it out of there. First try on that second part, and we'll be following in Zuzek's footprints, yes. Opening the purple door and continuing onwards to the right part of Hollow. And now we've been seeing a little bit of wave dashes, but we didn't really explain them. But since we got dash earlier, we can actually use things called wave dashes with regen, where we kind of regen against a wall, and then it kind of bounces us back in the other direction. We didn't get to see one on Zuzek's side here, but I was planning to show it to you. Seaal will be doing one just afterwards normally, but it's a really cool trick that gains us a lot of speed, so we'll be seeing a lot of it, and it optimizes in a bunch of places for this category.
But yeah, Zuzek now collects our next skill, which is Bash. So he can use that skill to bash from specific enemies and from lanterns. So he gets a little bit more movement. And now is heading to the further to the right to collect another shard for our bow, so we can fight enemies even faster. And then we will head back up again.
Yeah. Also, still getting a bit of Spirit Light here, so we can actually upgrade the shards we are collecting. So then we'll deal more damage and we'll shoot more arrows. And it's always nice to have that. So you can see Zuzek still collecting a bit of Spirit Light. And here getting the Splinter Shard, so we're shooting 3 arrows instead of 1 now, and we'll upgrade it soon to shoot 5 arrows actually. But yeah, as you see, using a bunch of wave dashes to move around, really satisfying. So I love seeing those optimizations a bit everywhere. Woo! Nice sort of aerial there to get back up, perfect. And we'll actually be getting our first Wisp soon, I think.
Yes, this will be the Wisp we collect from Quolok. So we meet our big friend, the giant frog. Which also gives us a little bit of money, a little bit of pocket money.
Yeah, and we'll be using that efficiently to speed up our little speedrun here. Nice wave dash again on Zuzek's side. Does he do? He probably will go for the really cool wave dash that we hopefully will see here. Sadly didn't get the jump.
Yeah, it also seems Zuzek didn't get his pocket money. He probably skipped cutscene too quick, so he needs to rely on a different Spirit Light route. So you will collect some Spirit Light that Seaal doesn't have to, because he did get his pocket money.
Yep.
So yeah, you need to get to 700 Spirit Light.
He got that extra 100. Good alternative here to get that extra 100 Spirit Light before, and now the extra 50 here. I'm guessing he'll go for the 50 that's just above Ophir here. Yes, okay. and now he's at 700. All good. Small resync, as you can see, they are super close. Jesus. Zuzek just being a tiny bit ahead, even though he had to go get that extra pocket money. Seaal actually caught up, I believe, because Zuzek was 24 seconds ahead at Bash, and now there's a way smaller difference in Twin, actually.
We also saw a shop anywhere from Seaal where he just could move while he has a shop open, so he gained a bit of time there as well. So yeah, now we bought some stuff from Twillen. We upgraded our shard and our shard for the bow, and we also bought overcharge, which is dangerous to use because you take more damage, but you also use less energy, which with our bow, who uses energy, is quite useful. But now we head into Wellspring, and we will skip a cutscene. Zuzek is jumping over it. We can't see it, but trust us, there is something, which loses a fair bit of time, so we don't want to watch it. And now we will head down and open Wellspring, so we go further on.
They both do it in different directions. Zuzek went left first, Seaal went right first. I think Seaal is slightly in the lead right now. He managed to catch up a bit, but having a tiny bit of issue going up here. The route Seaal used is a tiny bit more complicated than the one Zuzek used, but they're getting to the same place in the end. You can see Zuzek entered that a bit sooner than Seaal did, but very, very close. I think they're right now. And
yeah, Zuzek is in the lead.
Zuzek is in the lead by a tiny bit.
By 2 seconds.
But just cutscene that we can't skip here, so we're watching it. It's a bit of a tedious cutscene, but then we'll be able to get into Wellspring, and we do have to get into Wellspring either way, so we are forced to watch this cutscene.
Well, Zuzek is not collecting the checkpoint, and manages to get through it.
Riskier move. Good on him, he got it a bit sooner. It's a tiny bit of time save to not get the save, but it's a lot riskier. If you die, you have to rewatch that whole cutscene. It's pretty awful. But turned out fine. Both getting to grapple tree, and hopefully, will we see some tree skips? Oh, Seaal going for it, and he got it. Nice. Right. So he managed to bow shots in the exact position of the tree animation collection, and so he was able to actually move while the animation was rolling, and he got a save, and he could just skip the tree animation like that, and it was perfect. And now they are still tied.
Yeah, but now Seaal is in the lead with 2 seconds.
Tiny lead of Seaal. Going a tiny bit ahead, but yeah, it's really impressive that they're this close. It's not that late into the run, but we're almost a third of our way there. So yeah, still being tied here is quite impressive. So it shows how similar they are as runners and how similar their consistency is too. We're doing a little fight arena, just killing these enemies, no big deal. Gotta watch out to not take any damage, so they're making sure to dash at the right places. It's going well on both sides, both completing it at similar times, and now we'll be trying to... Ooh!
Oh, Zuzek still going for the RTA strat?
Oh, that strat is funny. I've never seen that. I love it.
But why is he going for that?
Well, it's kind of cool. I'm happy I got to see that, actually. Why not?
Because it's not, it's just RTA, so he might have forgotten that he is doing in-game time strats.
Nah. I think sometimes he just prefers his RTA strats if they lose a tiny bit of time.
They're still cool, so.
Not a huge deal on that one, but yeah, probably not in the lead anymore. Yep, we're getting a little sync. Seaal saved a bit of time thanks to that, and now is almost, I'd say, almost 10 seconds ahead, actually. So yeah, nice for Seaal, saving a bit of time here. But yeah, it's still absurdly close, and literally any big time loss could happen in the next 40 minutes of here. So keep your eyes open because this is still a very close race.
Yeah, now we have a 13 seconds difference. So now we will see who will be the first one to finish the Wellspring escape cutscene. Because this can be very time consuming when you mess something up. Seaal doesn't get the death on the cutscene start, so he has to do a QTM. Now can start his escape section. Maybe Zuzek gets the death, which is frame perfect. We will see because it does. Yes, he does get it, so he saved some time there, while Seaal is already at the middle of the escape. Jesus Christ, it's fast.
he got that wheel skip too. I think we'll see. No, Zuzek doesn't go for it. So yeah, that kind of evens out the time saves Zuzek got from not having to QTM. But yeah, that wheel skip was pretty cool, and now getting towards the end of it on Seal's side. Nothing too crazy, we're kind of just doing the vanilla escape, apart from that wheel skip that you might have seen on Seal's side. But yeah, just have to complete this without dying. Gotta make sure you don't get hit because they are basically almost one shot if they have overcharged equipment. But looks good on both sides, everything went well, and now they'll be heading towards pools once we get through this little Loki cutscene.
Yeah, this very important Sorgi cutscene.
Oh, yes, of utmost importance, clearly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bright and clean. Very brave. So brave and so soggy.
That's so very soggy.
Soggy Ori. So yeah, they head to pools now with very little amount of health. So each touch on the spikes might kill you. So you need to be careful. Like
Oof.
that. Ooh.
Perfect timing for that. For you to say that. Actually, it almost sounds like you knew it would happen. Zuzek probably taking the lead back here if he doesn't die. Because he managed to get ahead, and Seaal got a really bad cycle after that death too. So nice for Zuzek here, taking advantage of that death. It was a pretty time-consuming death too because you respawn all the way at the top. So yeah, oof, and once again dying on Seal's side. That one wasn't as bad, but yeah, this little part with rappable stuff and bashable stuff is a bit tedious because it's on the same mouse click, so can be complicated. But Zuzek making it before Seaal here to the entrance of course, so slipping around lead. Nice to see.
So yeah, since Seaal died after the Wellspring cutscene, he will have a little bit of disadvantage later on, but we will remind you of that later. Why he gets another death, so he loses a little bit more of time, while Zuzek is already in pools and opens the next door.
Oh wow, yeah, that's unfortunate. That was a lot of time lost overall. Those two deaths were really not good on Seal's side, but there's no big worry. There's still, like I said earlier, some big time losses that can happen. Right now in pools, normally there isn't something too major. We might see them get unlucky on the door ING, but apart from that, I can't think of anything too crazy. But yeah, Zuzek just going through it nicely, not having too many issues. But this door that we're gonna be soon might be closed for him, so we'll have to see if he gets lucky on that or not. Not first try, and we'll have to. I think I'm gonna count how many tries it takes actually, just to see how different it is between Zuzek and Seaal. That's 2.
I don't see why people don't play patch 3. It's so easy.
It is a bit better on this.
So let's see. Seaal probably doesn't get any door. Let's see.
Ah, wow.
Seaal might take the lead. It's still a little bit of time difference, but we will see.
There's gonna be a lot of stuff to sync at least, that's for sure afterwards. Well, actually, they're resyncing themselves. Oh no, they're not. They're anti-syncing themselves. No. But yeah, Zuzek got 3 doors, I believe. A bit unfortunate, but not too terrible. We're getting a small sync here. Zuzek seems to still be in the lead here. He still has like 20 seconds on his time compared to Seaal. We'll probably beginning to water dash while Seaal is still waiting there. Getting all those keystones just to open the door, making sure he doesn't die to the spikes either. And oof!
Also, not those spikes.
Unfortunate, that could happen. He's trying to go through the faster way of going underneath that little log piece, but yeah, unfortunately, double jumped into it and didn't manage to get all the way up. And we'll see Seaal hopefully doesn't die here and saves a bit of time. Perfect. And so now they're actually fairly close again. Few QTMs. Cool.
Yeah, maybe we see Seaal doing a 3 cutscene animation skip again. He might. Nope.
Oh.
Would have saved a little bit of time.
Huh. got a little unsynced there. That's fine. And yeah, but they're not too far difference right now. Yeah, that was probably just an unsync. No worries. This is fine. Just on the restreamer side, no cheating on. this is fine. Both teleporting to Hollow again.
Exactly 10 seconds apart.
Yeah, like this is still super duper close, honestly. Actually, there was I think 14 seconds it was set at Water Dash, but I think it got a bit reduced here. Seaal caught up a tiny bit. But fighting a Hornbug here, we'll have to see who gets better RNG or who fights better, who actually gets finished with this the quickest. Right now, it's looking a lot better on Seal's side than on Zuzek's side. So they're getting a bit unlucky, but also dashing on the wrong side there, I believe. But getting a better attack. Seaal will be finishing soon, though. Very nice. And Zuzek on his side too. Perfect. That's actually pretty close. I think that Bug Def is actually not that far apart. If we get that little racing here perfect, we'll be able to tell. And Zuzek is still in the lead, but by a lot less than he was a few minutes ago. So Seaal catching up a little on the little Zuzek mistakes and gaining back time through the other mistakes that he did at the start of pool. And yeah, meeting Korlok again, and we'll be going towards Sign of Woods now.
Yes. Zuzek might have a little bit of an advantage now, because for Zuzek this water actually looks clean, and Seaal might have an issue because for him the water might look dark, even though it doesn't hurt.
Yeah, that's due to death that Seaal got earlier after the So Soggy cutscene. But Zuzek, yeah, easy for him here, just clear water, and now entering Sign of Woods, messing up that trick. Oh, and Seaal got it. So yeah, he skipped. You see Seaal skip that little cutscene that we're seeing on Zuzek's side. Perfect for us to explain the trick, actually. Very convenient for us. But here, just continuing through Sign of Woods, Zuzek having a tiny bit of trouble with it. So Seaal actually getting in the lead here, and now having actually quite a few seconds in the lead, continuing towards a nice skip that we'll be not really seeing because we're skipping the cutscene, but Coup skip is right here. We'll be using a sentry dash, actually a regen sentry dash, so that's very nice on Seal's side. We'll be seeing the same on Zuzek's to skip this the Ori finding Coup once again. But yeah,
the Ori hug cutscene.
The Ori hug cutscene, perfect way to phrase it. Yeah, we're actually gonna have to still go into it because this is MQO, and we still need to complete, well, to get the quest that is linked to that cutscene. So we're actually going back into it. You'll see Seaal here is gonna take an intentional death to actually hop on Q's back. May seem weird, but since we saw that other cutscene, we actually are supposed to be with Q now. And so the game gives us Q, and now we can walk into the other cutscene and completely skip it with a QTM, which saves a lot of time because it's a pretty lengthy cutscene. And Zuzek is doing the same on his side, gonna be taking that intentional death too. And yeah, not that huge of a difference right now. I think Zuzek is even further behind the scenes right now because of a bit of a timer difference. But not that far off. I'd say like there's a 19-second difference. That's what our tracker is saying. So I'll be confident with the tracker. It's a bit better. And continuing inside onwards with this sort of slow part with Q.
Slow but nice section, gliding with our friend Ku, and running through woods, or gliding through woods, flying, because Ku can't fly, sadly. Can't just
Quote
fly away.
quote unquote nice section. You see,
It's beautiful.
it's beautifully long.
It's calming. Everything hurts.
It's a good break in the middle of the speedrun, even though you don't want to run into any spikes or else you'll die instantly. So it has to be a bit nice and slow on this section. Make sure not to die. Seal's going through it swimmingly, no real issues. Just going through it. We'll see, hopefully, a skip, maybe even 2 skips, if we get lucky and they manage to get it. But the first skip is coming up. They'll be gliding through a cutscene and actually getting a save that's just behind it to just QTM it and then get that free cutscene skip. We'll be seeing Seaal do that just now. Perfect. Gliding through it. Boom. Getting that save, and we'll be QTMing instantly. Hopefully Zuzek gets that too. It's not a very hard trick, so normally we should see Zuzek also getting it. However, this other trick coming up is way harder. Seaal is going to try and... Ooh, yeah, I don't think that's going to work out. Seaal is going to try and go as fast as he can to skip this little animation, the jump scare of Shriek. It didn't work out there because he got a bit stuck in some place. We'll see if Zuzek manages to get that one. It's really, really tight. But when you do get it, it's super satisfying because you can just continue without having that little jump scare break that loses a bit of time.
Yeah, and see now putting Ku to sleep because Ku got tired after that long section.
Yeah, to sleep, yes.
Yeah. Maybe we see if Zuzek gets it.
Ooh,
Good.
That was really close. Unfortunate. You don't get to see it often. It's really a tight trick, but that was a very good attempt on Zuzek's side. We'll be following Seaal and also putting Ku to quote-unquote sleep. Gonna have nap time right now, and Seaal just doing this kind of lengthy pre-cutscene slow walk that you have to do. And now we'll actually have acquired both glide and flap once we skip these 2 cutscenes that are coming up on Seal's side. And so we can actually progress into the latter part of the quest, which are actually collecting the next few wisps. And now we'll be actually going in the first section with that wisp, which is Moldwood Depths, which has the famous Mora boss, the big spider. And now that we actually got the feather and the glide, we can actually go into this section. It opens up for us. We just have to QTM this cutscene, but now we can actually go into Moldwood Depths. It's a bit of a scary area. There's quite a lot of spikes that do a lot of damage. It's the quickest route, but also the riskiest to go into this place first. Obviously, it's the quickest because we just get TP'd here once we get feather. But it's also really hard because Mora is a complicated boss, and the whole place is also infested with spiders and darkness too that we have to deal with.
Yeah, as we see right on the side of Seaal, just a little bit of too much darkness and you just die instantly. So yeah, we use our bow as a light source, as you can see. So normally you want to use as less bow as you can because you kind of lose time because shooting a bow is slow. So you want to use the bow as less as possible. But sometimes you need to use it, otherwise you die and you lose even more time. So it's something you need to consider. But now heading through pools, going down, we are not collecting the tree because we don't need a different light source here anymore because we can just use a bow. We collect our 2 keystones for Dawn later on and head straight to Mora, while Zuzek is right behind Seaal, so there's not much difference between them. So it's
Yeah.
still a very tight race.
Yeah, honestly, super close still. Both doing a pretty good job at Moldwood, honestly. No real issues on both sides. It really it looks way easier than it is here with how both our runners fit. They're doing extremely well. But yeah, getting through all of depths really quickly, both in that little Mora cutscene for the start. And so, as said previously, this is sort of the hardest boss in the run. So we'll have to see how Seal and Zuzek deal with that. They need to concentrate quite a bit to make sure to get as much damage as they can, as fast as they can, to beat Mora very quickly. But you see Seal sort of dashing in the places that Mora isn't, using his sword as well because he's running slightly out of energy, trying to get as many arrows as he can in that phase. Very nicely done. First phase done for Seal. Zuzek doing the same. There's a little escape phase in the middle that you see Seal doing. Shouldn't be any real issue. The only issue is getting the energy before that phase starts, which is what Seal managed to do. So very good on his side. Oof, Zuzek taking a death. That's a bit of time loss. Not too bad, but it's really unfortunate to get a death on the first phase. It's more on the latter phases that are kind of harder normally. That you can see Seal doing right now, but getting some good RNG. Honestly, he got there's the little spider underlings that spawn, but at least he got to get a lot of hits on Mora. Deciding to actually kill the underlings to not have to deal with them after. Zuzek on his side finishing his first phase, taking an intentional death to actually not have those little spiderlings spawn afterwards. And now Mora being slowly defeated on Seal's side shouldn't be too much issue. Oof. Making sure to use bow to not die to darkness, but very well done on Seal's side. Excellent Mora. A bit of time loss, but not too major. We'll have to see if Zuzek manages to kill a bit faster than Seaal did. Looking good for now. No big issues. Going on to the last phase in the darkness, making sure to use bow fairly often to not die to the darkness. Having a honestly very good phase here. Perfect. Went through that really quickly, and now both are teleporting back to the Wellspring to get to the second zone, which is Bard's Reach, where we'll be seeing an escape, the Reach escape, which will also grant us a Wisp. So now we're only 2 Wisps down, free to go, and this is the third zone we're sort of doing to get a Wisp.
Yeah. Now, Seaal has a little bit of a lead. It's 30 seconds to be precise. So yeah, Seaal has the advantage. He can do it a little bit slower if he knows where his opponent is. We don't know if he knows it. So he still might be under stress. So Reach has the Reach is an area which many spikes, but not like in Woodwood depths. You can actually see them, but still, but now we have a little bit of health because we collected the wisp from Mora, so we have one more energy cell and one more health cell, so we can take a little bit more of damage, and that was close on Seal's side.
Yeah. Yes, he has to get that sentry over there. We skipped the skill in this section too. because it's the light burst. But turns out we can just use Sentry to ignite the sort of ice parts of this zone for some reason. You'll see that he uses Sentry once again to light a lantern here. Pretty random, but turns out it works that way. So good for us. We can just skip a skill, and it's all good, and it's a bit faster as well. Zuzek having a bit less issues with that snowball fall. So hopefully gaining a bit of time on Seaal with that. And Seaal on his side doing this arena, the Reach Arena. That can be a bit tedious, but normally with bow, it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Perfect baiting that Rhino on the side and defeating it, and getting these Gorlick defeated pretty easily with bow. You do see why these runners decide to run with bow. It's a lot faster. It's just you have like a machine gun with you that just absolutely melts every enemy. So a lot better to deal with all these enemies that we are seeing in this run. Seaal making his way up, and we'll be seeing the escape of Rich soon.
Yes, Zuzek caught up. And the difference is now only 22 seconds, so he caught up by 8 seconds. So now he's also done with that fight. And on Seal's side, we now see him skipping a cutscene. Very nicely done. So he can just start with that escape section. Needs to dodge some spikes, grabs some places, and because he skipped that cutscene, every death is very painful because you need to skip it again. Don't die. More spikes.
Sweaty there.
Every little bit of water dashing. Do we see a wave dash? No, he takes it a little bit safe. And already is done with the escape while Zuzek is at the beginning. Same for him. Skipping the cutscene means don't die. I mean, don't die at all. It's always useful in a speedrun. But in a race, it's even better. But yeah, falling spikes. We see a wave dash from Zuzek. No, we don't. That's the reason why Seaal didn't even try it. Because it can go wrong very easily.
That was a bit scary. But that was very good on both sides. Seaal, we like to mention this, stacked the cutscenes and is key posing Corlock. Always good to see. You gotta flex on Corlock before you defeat him. So yeah. Pools is also a section that has a wisp. We got to the teleporter earlier, so we just TP back here so we can defeat Warlock. And Zuzek not getting the stack, I believe, so we'll have a tiny bit of time loss here compared to Seaal, but nothing too major. Seaal making his way through the little escape. Oops, taking a bit of damage. This is fine. No real worries. And Korlok should be shredded pretty quickly with bow. He has a massive hitbox, so it's pretty good for when you're using bow because you can just hit him from a lot of places with a lot of damage being dealt all the time. So yeah, still a bit of an advantage on Seal's side. He's already started Korlok, already almost halfway through it actually. Getting through that first phase very, very quickly. He'll be equipping Reckless to deal more damage. However, he unequipped Overcharge, so he'll have to watch out with his energy. But now he's taking less damage, so he's a bit safer on this second phase. But going through it very quickly, water dashing out, so he can get as many shots he can in there. Perfectly dealt with. We'll see if Zuzek does a same excellent Korlok or not, but looking very good at the start. Dashing to dodge all of those little things that Korlok throws at him. Very nicely done, honestly. Not taking any damage. Perfect dodge again. On Seal's side, we're going through a cutscene anyway, so may as well keep our eyes on Zuzek's side. Getting a bit of unfortunate attack, a bit of time loss on that thing. But no real worries. Once again, doing an excellent job at dodging these attacks and making sure he doesn't take any damage. Very nicely done. Took a tiny bit of damage, just as I said that, but all good. QTMs, and we'll be heading into the same cutscene that Seaal is currently watching.
So it's a nice long cutscene, so they have a little bit of time to breathe. It's a happy cutscene. Looks very heavy.
Oh, excellent cutscene. makes me full of joy every day.
Kolok is just sleeping. He looks tired.
Yeah, he's sleeping just like Ku.
Yeah.
There's a 41-second difference at Kolok. Info from the tracker. So the lead is getting a bit bigger on Seal's side, managing to save a bit more time on Kolok. So Seaal is starting to distance himself from Zuzek. That's gonna be a bit harder for Zuzek now to try and catch up. There's not that many areas left where we still have ways to go through, getting that last twist that we're searching for, and also there's the final section, Willow, and the final boss, Shriek. There's still a lot of places you can lose time, but Zuzek needs to try and really play at his best of his game here to try and catch up with Seaal that already has a pretty nice lead here.
Yeah, so now heading into waves. So we also want to skip a cutscene here, so we don't want to touch the ground, flows lava. So we will stay in the air as much as possible with sentry jumps, powering and gliding. So we don't need to watch that cutscene and now already head into waste.
Yeah, perfect execution on Seal's side. No real issues there. Getting some good sentry jumps. Not losing too much time there. Perfectly done. And now continuing through waste, we'll see Zuzek go through the same sort of feeding ground skipped. Oof. Okay, that happened. The pot here can be a bit devious sometimes. And
I never saw that.
Really?
Just in this tournament, I saw Ryan having that issues, but I never saw that earlier. I could blame patch 2, maybe it's that.
Oh, it happens, but it's rare that it completely crushes you like that. Very important. Not too big of a time loss, no real issue. I think Zuzek actually messed up the feeding grounds. He landed, but no big time loss. It's just like a few seconds, but still unfortunate because he does need to try and save all the time he can to try and catch up to Seaal. But Seaal execution is just very good right now, having no issues. I need to stop jinxing it for him. But yeah, making it through waste. Gotta make sure we don't die here either, but a bit safer now that we have so much health and so much energy. So it's a bit more comfy for this section. And boom, Zuzek getting to his burrow as well.
So yeah, now heading further into ways, needs to lure some, I don't know how they call it, but they break purple walls.
Yes.
Thingies.
Projectile thingies.
Yeah. Lure them into the purple wall so they break it, so we can go through it. Now it needs to dodge some lasers, some spikes, more lasers, more spikes, and head into an area where there are more lasers. Too many lasers.
That was close.
And now the last section where there are more spikes. And now he's done with waste. Nicely done.
That was a tiny bit stressful, but he made it through. Made it through very quickly, honestly. Actually, there was a 51-second difference at Burrow, so yeah, Seaal widening the gap between him and Zuzek. So yeah, Zuzek really needs Seaal to lose some time on some stuff here because 50 seconds starts to get quite a lot of time to catch up. But Seaal, yeah, going through the lower part of the run where we have to read some tablets and get through the section that is a bit tedious because we don't really care about the lore. We just want to get to the boss that's hiding all the way at the bottom here to actually get our 5th wisp and then be able to move on with our quest. But we see a bit of optimization here and there, doing some wave dashes. We can skip 2 of the tablet lures, the second one being here. If we do a nice wave dash into a save, perfectly done. QTMing that and skip that final one. And Zuzek can skip this first one too. Very nicely done. So we can see that they're about one lore segment away from each other. So
one runes apart.
One runes apart. I think that's a good timing method. Seaal is going to be going into this pretty long cutscene as well, where we get our final wisp, and we can get our orange Sare.
So yeah, we've seen a Power Ranger section where all the 5 wisps emerge, combine each other.
I never thought of it that way. That's pretty funny.
We could also say it's fusion.
No, I prefer to say it's Power Ranger. Zuzek will. Oh, he's not going for the skip there. We'll be watching that final tablet. No big issue. At least their timers are pretty synced right now. I don't know if we got any resync. They seem to be resynced themselves, which is cool to have. And Zuzek also going to be entering this cutscene that Seaal is still into. So we have a bit of time to just chill while we wait for the worm to emerge and we can do the escape. That it's not a very infinite escape, but it's kind of the final big escape that we'll see in this run. It's a bit of a long one. If you want to die, Seaal is on basically 1 hit right now. I'm pretty sure if he gets hit, he dies and has to restart the whole escape. Oof, being a bit tight with that jump. Okay, bonking a tiny bit. It can be a bit hard to control Burrow on keyboard, but still doing good. Not dying at least. That's the important part. You don't want to restart all of this escape, but going through it very nicely now. Have to wait a bit here to let the worm pass, and then continuing onwards, we'll be burrowing again. Hopefully, we'll be bonking in the sort of last section of this escape. Yep, exactly, just like that, which can be a bit stressful for him. And still going through it, all good, no real worries. He's done for this 1000th time. And boom, end of that escape. He'll be waiting there afterwards to do patient skip, waiting until he's allowed to teleport instead of going to the left and watching a cutscene. Zuzek on his side, very nice, speedy way down there, not bonking too much either. I think he's on controller, so it's a lot easier for him avoid these bonks because he can maneuver in every direction compared to Steel that only has the 8 directions of the directions on a keyboard, but like doing an excellent job in completing this escape. We'll be joining Seaal soon enough, getting through it, no real worries, not bonking once. No issues. He's also done this thousands of times. I'm sure they are very used to this escape, and we'll be finishing it right about now.
So yes, Seaal is done waiting, so he can teleport now and is heading into the last section of this route. He's heading into Willow, but first we see a nice wave dash into it. Never mind.
Nope.
I will tell you that what we would see on Zuzek's sides then, but now we have a fight arena again. So we have 4 I was about to say to call them Quologs, but they are Gorlegs. Fighting 4 Quologs.
That would be complicated.
So yeah, nice.
Just 4 Gorlegs, easy, nice and easy. Not too big of an issue with both. Just have to dodge them and then boom boom. absolutely shred them on the other side. Zuzek is also adding there on his side. Just finished the patient skip. Managed to teleport, getting a bit stuck in that grapple part. Seaal finishing his Gorlex. And can we see the Zuzek? Yes! He got the sentry jump after the wave dash, so it continues his momentum as well as giving him height from the sentry jump. So it's really satisfying because you see him going straight to that level almost. Very nicely done. Seaal getting a nice bash glide to go for this section very quickly. Very nicely done. And now we have Launch, which is the absolutely overpowered ability, and one of the reasons why Main Quest Order has its rule set, because otherwise you would definitely go get this ability as soon as you can. But here, since we have to do the quests in the main order, we actually don't reach this section soon, and so we have to do without. But yeah, as you can see, Launch is just a glorified bash where you can just launch yourself in any direction once every time you're in the air, so you can reset it by doing like a wall jump or bashing or attacking an enemy. A bunch of ways to render it completely overpowered, and that's what we'll be seeing in this final section, which is the Willow Tree.
Yeah, the Willow Tree consists of 8 hearts we need to destroy, so we can enter the last room of this game. So yeah, Seaal heading to the right, so we will destroy the boulder heart, destroy the heart. In a way you can slide under the boulder, so you don't need to do the Indiana Jones section. You just skip the boulder. Now Seaal is trying to destroy the heart and dash into a checkpoint. I'm not sure if he got it, but yeah, with that, no, he did. But with that, after destroying a heart, you get a small cutscene. But when you dash into a checkpoint, you can just QTM and skip that cutscene entirely. And Zuzek is in Willow now as well, while Seaal is heading to the left heart. You have a small walking around the whole heart, and then we'll destroy it as well and collect the checkpoint after it, while Zuzek is pretty much doing the same as Seaal just did. Although Zuzek probably didn't practice those skips, I think, because he was just doing RTA strats until now, so he might not do them.
That's what I was thinking. I'm not sure we're gonna see Zuzek actually attempt those. Of course, if Seaal wastes too much time doing them and actually loses time from them, Zuzek is doing the right choice by just fully skipping them. But Seaal seems to be very comfortable with them, and so he's always saving like 8 seconds on each heart compared to Zuzek. So yeah, that's gonna be definitely more time loss, more distance between them. When already there was 55 seconds difference at launch. Actually, a bit less at the first heart. The first heart there was only 45 seconds left. I think Seaal had a bit of issues with the climbing up to Willow section. So 45 seconds, but it's bound to get bigger and bigger as we go through Willow, with Seaal once again getting that cutscene skip on this fourth heart and saving about 8 seconds, if I remember correctly. Zuzek having a bit of issues with Quidditch, which is this sort of trick where you bait this shot and then you bash it 3 times to kind of skip the puzzle that is usually here, where you have to use some teleporters, and it's pretty slow and tedious. And so getting it second try only, so losing a bit of time to Seaal, I believe, that got it first try. And Seaal is now on his 5th heart, seemingly super comfortable with Willow for now, having no real issues. Didn't get this skip on the upper heart, so at least Zuzek won't have to worry about that one. Ooh, Zuzek having a bit of issues, but all is good. Destroying his 4th heart on his side, and now we're getting to the little mini boss of Willow, which is the Willow Stone.
So yeah, this is the last section of this game, so pretty much everything hurts as much as it can. So every death can be painful, because the last checkpoint can be miles away. But Seaal just destroys the Willowstone quickly as possible, so you didn't even see any fight. And now only has 2 hearts left, while Zuzek is on his 5th heart and managed to go through with any problems at all. So he catches back up probably.
Yeah, we'll have to see what our tracker says maybe at the mini boss. Have to see how far they are. But I believe I'm a bit scared that that Zuzek is kind of losing time overall everywhere because of the cutscene skip. Even though it seems his execution is a bit better than Seal's in the Willow Heart here. Going through his boss on this side, it's really absurd how much damage we deal to this poor Willowstone, getting absolutely melted. We barely see it. We almost don't see the boss. But going through both their Willows, honestly, they're both doing an excellent job. You really see that they're veteran runners that have run this for a while. They're both very comfortable with their Willows. And Seaal will be getting this final cutscene skip that saves quite a bit of time because there's also the destruction of the whole Willow Heart. So that's quite a bit of time saved on that one. While Zuzek is finishing his 7th heart, will be heading to his last, while Seaal is entering his Shriek fight. Quite a bit of difference now. I believe there's probably closer to a minute of difference here between Seaal and Zuzek. But anything could happen. Seaal could have a very bad Shriek and could end up losing some time, although this is a very excellent start to the Shriek fight, doing a bunch of damage and starting the escape very quickly on his side.
So yeah, now running away from Shriek still swooping by and try to hit you. You try to dodge her as much as you can, and using launch in very specific spots so you can get some terror walks, so you glide on the ground, so you get a little bit more of your launch, but manage to go through that escape very quickly and very good. And now it has the second last section. We need to hit Shriek to a specific amount of health to enter the last phase, but until then you need to manage your energy, manage your health, try to dodge any attack, and try to hope that you don't get that you get an attack where you actually can hit her, not that she is invulnerable during some sections, but gets some very nice patterns from Shriek and deal a big amount of damage. Oh, still a little bit of health left to and yes, now takes a intentional death, I guess. Yes, so he refills energy and health, and the crystal respawns as well, so you can use it as well. And now enters the last phase, and Zuzek is right behind him, so any failure can cost a very amount of time and maybe the win. So it's not over yet.
Yeah, but looking good on Seal's side. This is the final phase where you really just have to wait for Shriek to go through all her attacks. But here, you're gonna try and get as much damage as you can to make it through in one go. Does a lot of damage, excellent, and that will be time on Seal's side. Well, Zuzek is still in his 3rd phase of Shriek. He's trying to get as much damage as he can, but sadly, won't be able to catch up to Seaal now. But still very close. We'll have to see how much time it takes Zuzek to finish off this Shriek fight. Ooh, very nicely played. Did a bunch of damage there and managed to get through it with only a few attacks. So excellently played Shriek there. And is in this final phase, just has to wait a bit and then do a bunch of damage to get through it in one go, just like Seaal did.
So yeah, just waiting for Shriek to damage the ground, swooping 4 times, and then popping up again to deal some damage with bow and sword. Maybe, hopefully in just one phase, and well done, GG to Zuzek as well.
And yeah, I didn't really notice it until now, but they both have excellent times here. Seaal getting only 20 seconds behind his tournament PB, and only a minute and 9 seconds behind his actual PB. So very, very nice consistency there on Seal's side. A 1 hour time is very impressive. And Zuzek too getting a 101.40, I think it was. Still extremely impressive. And both just having excellent runs. We'll have to see if they want to come for interviews.
So yeah, Zuzek still got his best tournament run during this race. So he PB'd in this tournament by 50 seconds.
Wow. Probably because he didn't go for RTA for once.
That might be the main
issue. But that did make the race a lot closer, which is super cool. And honestly, it was just thrilling for almost half the run. We were just like so close. It was great to watch. Seaal managing to push ahead on the sort of midsection and the last segment, and managing to take the win here for the 3rd place. So we can happily celebrate Seal's 3rd place and Zuzek's 4th place, and that is actually the final match we have in the tournament, which is just great. Good to have seen so many cool runs during this tournament, and I think this is a great way to end it with such a nice and close race between these two.
But yes, we are still waiting on Zuzek, but we can already interview Seaal. And congratulations, Seaal, for winning 3rd place.
GG!
Thank you.
Super
How do you
impressive
feel?
run.
How do I feel? Pretty good. That run was a weird one, I have to say. I thought it was gonna go really bad, and then I managed to recover a little bit in the mid game, and I almost got Seaal, which is kind of crazy. When I start after Luma, I was like, holy heck, I've lost this race. There's no way. Like, I'm so far behind. I was getting tilted. I was like getting frustrated, and I was like, this is so over. I'm like screwed. So to actually come back and almost get a Seaal anyway actually feels pretty good.
Okay, good to know. And I think we'll also bring in Zuzek here. Hello, Zuzek. GG's.
GG.
So probably same question for Zuzek. How did you feel about your run? How was it on your side?
I think the first half of the run was horrible. I played really bad. Like, it was a total mess. Pretty much lost the whole race on Keystone Jump at the very beginning.
Yeah, there was a bit of struggle there.
And then after Silent Woods, I think I started playing better, but I got really unlucky with all the boss patterns and everything, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think what's really crazy, I don't know if you guys were watching each other, but what's really crazy is that for the whole like good half of the run, at least until like 30 minutes in, you guys were not further than like 10 seconds away from each other. It was super cool. Like, you guys were just you guys were tucked in together, just in that race together. It was really great to see, because you would like, Zuzek would be first, Seaal would pass in front, and it was super great to watch. And then towards the end stretch, Seaal managed to gain more and more time, especially in Willow, where with the Willow hard skips, you gained like a lot of time over Zuzek, which helped a lot. But it was just a really tight race and super cool to watch. So yeah, thanks for that display of the race. It was super cool.
Yeah, at some point, okay, go on.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, at some point, like in the cutscenes, I just looked over at the stream to see who was ahead, and I mean, I was just thinking, how far behind am I? And then it was close, and I was just shocked, like, how is this close? and then I imagine Seaal probably thought the same thing, you know?
Yeah.
Were you watching as well, Seaal? Or not?
I didn't watch, but it's actually amusing that the early game was close, because I felt I was impossibly behind. It's like, I made so many mistakes. I I mean, Keystone Jump was, I guess, worse for Zuzek. It was bad for me. I did like 6 attempts on upswim. It was like there was so much bad stuff that happened, and I was just like, yeah, it's kind of interesting that it was actually close from a viewer perspective.
It's great. You two were evening it out every time. Like you just like you both failed the trick, and then, like it was different tricks every time, but you both managed to sort of keep it at a similar distance the whole time. So that was just great to watch. Of course, the traditional questions. Seaal, you got third place. There's not much after this. You just got your third place, which is always cool to have. But are you happy about that? Are you happy about your journey through the tournament? How was it?
Yeah, I think I can be happy with the way things went. I'm still a little bit disappointed with the Ryan match because, like, especially the end where I just missed a hat and then lost, like, basically I threw it. Like, there's no other, like, there was no excuse to be made. I straight up threw that run, and I definitely, I could have won that if I hadn't have made that mistake. It would have been super close, and it would have been nice to go up against Scar in the final. Obviously, not much chance there, but it would have been a good experience. But yeah, it's a best of one format, right? And things like that happen sometimes, so it's just a bit unfortunate. But yeah, overall, I think I'm pretty happy with sort of how things went.
Yeah, that's great. I think you can be very proud. Third place is still really cool with all the runners that you faced. Honestly, just good journey through that tournament. And Zuzek, sort of similar question. How did you feel throughout the journey, throughout the tournament? How was it? Did you enjoy your matches, and are you proud of where you ended up here?
I think I did okay. It's kind of funny that it ended up pretty leaderboard accurate, with the final standings. I think I didn't practice much, especially after the prelims, so I think I did well, all things considered.
And even this match, you managed to display that you still had your loadless strats all covered. So it was really cool to see. Me and Mave were joking about we weren't sure if you were getting QTM everything, or sometimes you were changing your strats. So it was kind of funny.
Yeah, there were some of them I didn't know anymore. Like there were some skips. Like I was like, oh, should I QTM this? I don't know. But going into Willow, I realized like there's no chance for me to come back because Seaal knows all the creep hard skips and I don't. So at that point, I realized it was over.
Yeah, that was definitely an unfortunate time loss. But I mean, I'd recommend you learn them because they're not too hard. And you actually almost got the last one, I'm pretty sure. But
yeah, the last one I kind of know, but it's a little weird.
Yeah, it's almost.
You don't need QTM tricks. Nobody needs that.
Yeah, that's what I
don't listen to him.
I can just do RTA. Like I don't need those.
True. I guess you're right. You run however you. And yeah, also, sort of last question for both of you. Probably starting with Seaal. What do you have any plans on anything Ori wise or non-Ori wise, speedrunning wise, or whatever after this tournament?
Yeah, I would still like to get Seaal leaderboard, not Seaal minus crawl, because that's a bit easier. But yeah, probably not immediately. I definitely probably need to take a bit of a break from the game. I've got just a very, very busy few months coming up. So yeah, I'm probably not gonna have much time to devote to Ori, but I definitely want to come back maybe in like autumn or towards winter time and try and grind out a much better PB.
Great, sounds cool. I mean, I hope you will get that sub-hour. It's a really cool goal to get, I think, and you can definitely achieve that. And I'll be watching that closely when that comes. And Zuzek, yeah, similar question. Do you have any plans for the future?
I think if Seaal gets a sub 1 hour, that would be awesome, dude. I'm rooting for you. I don't think I'm getting there. Certainly, plans like right now is just I don't know. Keep going to the cinema and playing Zelda. That's where my mind's been at. Not really in playing Ori so much, but one day I will do more Ori runs. Like at some point I might grind again, I think. But I don't really have much more to aim for. Like I don't think I'm getting sub 1 hour. I mean I could, but I don't see myself going that far,
I mean, perfectly understandable. That is a hard goal as well. But I mean, enjoying Zelda is also very cool, and going to the cinema is great too. So I think all of those were great. Navid, do you have any questions as well?
No, I have no any further questions.
Okay.
It was very exciting to watch just because it was
Yeah.
pretty much in sync all the time.
Yeah. Once again, it was a pleasure to commentate that. It was really cool.
Yes, very
And
much.
I guess we can just do the final shout outs.
Yes.
Oh, wait, right before that, actually, for everyone watching and actually everyone watching plus everyone that contributed to this tournament, please go check out the form for the end of the tournament form, sort of giving us your opinion on how it went, how it felt as a viewer, but also as a volunteer or a runner. It's great to have your opinions on this. It doesn't take too long, so if you want to go ahead and help with that, I think we'll have an announcement posted fairly soon. So please check that out. And yeah, that's basically it. Oh, the announcement has been posted right now, so please go check that out. It will help us a lot to get your opinions on this. But I think that's all, and I'll be shouting out everyone who helped today. So of course, Zuzek, Seaal as runners, me and Mave as the commentators, but also Fupio that helped us truck. That was really great. We got a bunch of cool info there, and 2Kill that did the excellent job of restreaming and resyncing all of that run, all of those 2 runs for us. So big thanks to all of them. And that was basically it. And that's also the final match of the MQO tournament. So it was a pleasure to have you all, and a pleasure to be able to make all of this possible. Thank you all for watching, and have a great
Maybe can I just a little bit intrude?
Yeah, go ahead, Marvin.
Because
Go ahead.
since it's the end of the tournament, I
Mhm.
would take the opportunity to thank everyone who
True.
was involved to make it happen,
Go
because
ahead.
that's the last stream anyway. So first of all, congratulations again to Seaal taking 3rd place, and Zuzek for 4th place, and again Sky for winning this tournament and getting 1st, and Ryan 2nd. Congratulations. But also congratulations to all the runners for what you have achieved during this tournament. Very well done. It was very nice to watch every race that happened. And yes, I would thank my fellow planners who made this tournament happen at all. So thank you for 2Kill, Apple Tree, Bobby's here in this room, Lux, and good, I'm the 5th one, so don't think myself. But yeah, thank you for making or for helping organize this tournament. It was very nice. And yes, the next one I want to thank is Brian for making that nice intro you watched all the time. Thank you very much. And I would like to thank all the volunteers, all the commentators, all the restreamers, truckers. Thank you for helping. Thank you for helping making this tournament possible. So quick shout out to 2Kill, Apple Tree, Bomi's Cheese, Covered Muffin, Dadoya, Delori, Fupio, Lux, Ruse, Ryan, Seal, Scarfeld, Skull, Turtle, and Xensis. Thank you very much. And yeah, also thank you for the runners for practicing, grinding, making such a nice show. It was very nice to watch. I know I had fun during the tournament. I hope you had too. And also thank you to all the viewers. Without you, it wouldn't be less fun. But thank you for watching. I hope you had a nice show to watch. You were pleased.
And
But yeah,
thanks to you as well
Oh,
for making all of this possible. You were the one that brought this up, so thank you, Mavin. Everyone, do a big Ori hug to Mavin, because he was the one who wanted to do this super cool MQO tournament, and I think it turned out great. So everyone, Ori hug Mavin, please.
yes.
Ori hug.
One at the center. Yeah, bunch of Ori hugs. Now I'll let you
But
finish it off, Mavin.
But as Bobby said, you have the opportunity to tell your opinion to the race. As in the announcement post now, you can tell us what you think about the tournament, what we might do better, what we already do good. So yeah, tell us your opinion. Tell us as much as you want. Every opinion is appreciated. Also, as a viewer, just if you're just a viewer and watch the stream and the streams, the races, and you have something to say, just tell us what you think. Just use the form as well. But yeah, that would be everything. again, thanks for watching, thanks for racing, thanks for helping, and thank you for the support. But that's it for me. That's it from us now. So, yeah, have a good night, have a good day, have a good evening, whatever. But oh yeah, one thing. Sorry, we did have predictions.
Woohoo!
Totally
Predictions.
forgot about that. But well, it's a little bit boring when I tell it.
Oh, do you want me to tell it? Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
please.
Yeah, we had predictions on how the tournament would like turn out, and actually Nave managed to guess everything correct. No, almost everything correct. I think
Yeah,
he
I
got one
didn't
wrong.
predict my own race.
Your own race was wrong. Youch. Your only prediction error was yourself. Understandable. That's pretty funny. But yeah, you won the predictions. Congratulations.
So yeah, Lux got second place, and Seaal did third, Jill fourth, Turtle fifth, Apple sixth,
And
Cheese seventh, and then it's I don't know the
yeah,
names.
I apologize to all the people who put Shuriken as the grand winner of things. I disappointed all of you, and I
Yeah.
sadly lost too. So, whoopsies.
So yeah, thank you everybody, and have a nice day.
Bye bye.
Bye.